Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fairground Speedways podcast, number 11. Carissa tells me, so haven't been keeping up with them, but we've done quite a few of them. It is a very damp, cloudy, rainy night, cold here at the Fairground Speedways, and as we look out the window there, we see the leftovers from the monster truck show that they had out here Friday and Saturday night. There's a lot of mud on the a lot of mud still left on the track. They've been working to get it all cleaned up where we can get into our practice mode for the preparation of the 33rd annual, the running of the 33rd annual All-American 400 presented by Freeman Webb Company. Got a couple of special guests in the house tonight, and both these guys are Pro Late model drivers, and they both got pretty interesting stories behind them. And to my right is Cal Livey, the driver of the number 53 Pro Late model car, and to my left is the driver of the D&D events number 80 Chevrolet, Mr. Michael House. That we put a little deal together a few weeks ago, and Michael came on board with me and really worked his tail off and got the car ready and came out and didn't have a whole lot of practice time, not a whole lot last, but really impressive run, first time in my car, and so we're really looking forward to that for the All-American 400, and then after that we're going to go on down to Pensacola, Florida, and try our luck in the Snowball Derby and see how that goes. I know, Cal, you're probably going to Snowball Derby this year too, right?
We're hoping so.
Yeah, and Cal had a really impressive run at the Derby last year and year before last, and I think, Michael, you crew chiefed him down there, did you not?
Yes, sir.
And so we had both these guys have accomplished a lot in a short period of time. Both, to me, are going to be top contenders at the 33rd running of that All-American 400. And Cal has, I don't know how many times have he finished second this year?
We finished second twice.
And been in the top 5 a bunch of times. You are in striking distance in the points battle. And I don't know how the numbers drop on the points, but if something happened to Roderick real early in the race and you were able to pull off the win, I think that you could probably come out on top and be the points champion for the Big Machine Challenge Series Pro Late Model Division. And then, boy, wouldn't that be a feather in the cap of Cal?
Oh yeah. It'd be one for sure. We've had a good year. Had a couple DNFs, but like you say, we've been in the top 5 out of the 7 races. So.
And you had looked like you've had a lot of lady luck this year. This year, the lady luck, I've seen you make it through by the skin of your teeth through a couple of really bad wrecks, and some of it's lady luck, some of it is being on your toes, having a good spotter, having being able to react. Your reaction time seems to be good, and but let's. I want to talk for a minute. I'm gonna get over here and talk to Michael, but this car that you got, it's a lot of people laughed at it when it was under construction, and of course there's a lot of people that don't know about this car, but there's a really unique story about the red number 53 car that Kyle drives here. And Michael House over here to my left does all the setups and everything on that, and keeps him up to par. But that car is not an ordinary straight rail car.
No.
Tell us about that car.
Well, that car was built originally at Bobby Hamilton Racing, and D.W. Shacklet had, that was his car.
So it was an old
Townsend.
just a perimeter late model stock car, right?
Right, NASCAR legal.
Truck arm NASCAR legal car.
So then the rules started changing down here. So then they cut it up and made it a straight rail. So it still was a steering box type front end car, big spring car with the truck arms under the rear.
Conventional truck arm straight rail car with the steering box and a drag link and everything on it.
Yes, sir. And then And then DW quit racing, so Kyle, Jeff Ivy and Kyle, they purchased it, and then ran it a couple times at Highland Rim, and then we took it up to Wayne Days and had a Hankey style rack front end put underneath the coilover front end, and then put a body on it. That thing took off. It's been you can't really do no wrong with it.
You really can't. And what do you think, Michael? I know you and Willie Allen you guys got an ultimate setup and an ultimate shock package and everything, and I know you use that on Cal's late model. But what makes that car? I'm gonna tell you something. I saw that car when it was drawn out on a piece of notebook paper, and the guy asked me, the guy that originally built it, Daniel, he asked me, he said, "Do you think this will work?" And I said, "Well, I don't see a reason in the world that it wouldn't work." But and so after watching Cal's car, and he's not just fast here, he's fast everywhere he goes.
Right.
And the car's always there at the end, and just he's just that much, that far away. It either gets a little bit too tight, or it gets just a little bit too loose, or he has to go to the rear or start in rear or something, and he burns his tires up getting there. I know a couple races that I've seen him run this year. If he hadn't had to go to the rear or start in the rear, I believe he would have most definitely won the race. So after watching that, I've had my eyes on that car for over a year now. I decided this winter and I was going to go. Talked to Wayne Day, and Wayne Grubb built me a car, and it's has a similarity of Cal's car, which it's not an underslung car like most of them, because you can't undersling a truck arm car, and it just makes it a whole lot easier to build, over the top. And I think you probably give up maybe 30 to 40 pounds of weight being down lower. I don't think that really affects it, but I really feel like that that the truck arm combination may be something that's going to get really popular over the course of next year. What do you think?
I definitely think it has a possibility for that. Like you say, we're the only car that I know of right now running it. I know you got that car, and it's coming together pretty nice. So I can't wait to see it hit the track.
I can't either, and Michael and I were talking, and our plans are to get that car ready. It's already been all together. We took it apart, had it powder coated. We've got all new parts for it, just the best of everything that we could get for it, and with all the good pieces and Michael's setup and whatnot. I think that we'll be a top contender at Snowball Derby this year with that car. So I'm really excited to have the opportunity for Michael to be driving for me, it's been a long time since we saw the old blue and white number 80 run like it did out here on the 26th. Michael, how do you feel about that car going into the last race? Do you think with a little bit more practice, a few changes here and there, a little bit more seat time, I don't really think it had anything to do with seat time. You've had a lot of laps around this track, but what are you going to do different in the All-American with this car?
Well, I just look back at the notes that we've recorded since the last race, and just look at the bump stop info that I recorded on the Gale Force, and see where I'm at on all that, and the car got pretty loose last race, so just go back and try to look at that and tighten the car up. And since we unloaded the car, it's been turned like I was telling Willie the other day, it turned better, just as good, or better, really better than anything I've drove down here in a long time. And usually I'm having to free car up, and I had to tighten this one up the whole time, So.
I noticed that you were really excited the first time you took the car out and you came back in, and you were really excited about the fact that it turned so well. And I don't know why, but I'm not real good with straight rail cars. I've ran some of them, and I own a few of them and everything. But I've been more of a perimeter type guy, in my days. But it seems that y'all always have a problem with these cars being too tight. Y'all always fight tightness on these cars, and you see Sterling Martin, you see Casey Roderick, you see this guy. What happened? Well, we just too tight, just too tight. Couldn't get it turned in the middle like we wanted, and that seemed to be a big factor. But so far, we haven't been up against it, and I don't want to jinx us or anything, but I think that everyone was really impressed with the way that car ran. The show that you put on was a really good show, and you guys did some real deal racing. We got to work on our transmission ratio on our takeoff. I know we were a little under par on that, and we're going to get up to speed on that, so you'll be able to take off a lot better. I think that you lost both of your positions on restarts, just not having the right ratio on restart. Yeah. And I know that in the day, just a few years ago, with the crate motor, you have what we run here is a 6,300 RPM chip on the ignition. So when the motor gets to 6,300, that's it. The rev limiter will kick in, and I'm sure that you folks have for you folks that know what a rev limiter is, what I'm talking about, you hear the cars when they come down the straightaway and like that, and what it is, it's when the RPM peaks out, it gets to that RPM range and it won't pull anymore. That's just all it will do. So what happens is it's really a trick deal on the takeoff, because you got to have a ratio where you don't get on that rev limiter real quick, because once you get on the rev limiter, you might as well just be letting off the gas because you're not going anywhere. And so if you get on the rev limiter too quick, and before it's time to shift or whatnot, so the ratios are really something that you have to play with, and it's best to be you need to be eligible to take off in second gear, then the third, and then the fourth to really get a good restart. I know it would in years ago, we were really good on restarts and with the split ratio transmissions and whatnot. But you got to remember, when you had those type of ratios, when you had the lower ratios, they wound up quicker, but you didn't have the rev limiter. So when you took off, the car would pull. It would sometimes go up to 8,000 RPMs. You could shift it. A lot of times guys overwound their motors and blew them up and whatnot, but you didn't have to worry about them dropping down on their nose in the day. So that's something that with the crate motor, you gotta remember, you can only turn 6,300 RPMs, and with the Ford motor, I think it's 6,200, isn't it?
It's 63 for the Fords.
63 for the Fords.
That's what Kyle runs.
Yeah.
And 64.
64 for the Chevrolet.
Yeah.
So 6,400 RPM for the Chevrolet and 63 for the Ford. So we got a big race coming up on the. I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to do on Sunday, September the 24th. We've got an open practice coming up for everyone, and I'll run through the schedule with that. Once again, that's Sunday, September the 24th, All-American Open Practice Day schedule. The ticket booth opens at 11 a.m. Practice will begin at 12. From 12 o'clock to 12:30, there'll be quarter mile practice only. This is going to be done in 30-minute segs. So from 12 to 12:30, you'll have quarter mile practice only, and then from 12:30 to 1, you'll have pro and super late model practice. We're going to mix them together. From 1 to 1:15, you'll have super truck practice only, and then from 1:15 to 1:45, you'll have quarter mile practice again, and so forth and so on, all the way down to 5 o'clock. The track will close at 6, and all rigs must exit the track for that open practice on September the 24th. You can check us out online for ticket information for that and whatnot. And then, of course, September the 28th is when it all starts Thursday, September the 28th. We will open the pit gate, and tech opens at 2 o'clock, 3 to 7. Open for local practice only, quarter mile and super trucks. 7 p.m. qualifying for quarter mile divisions, 2 laps. Non-qualifiers will start in the rear. Track closes at 8 o'clock, Friday, September the 29th. Pit gate opens at 7:30 a.m., 8:30 to 11 o'clock. Parking for the late model rigs only in orders that you register. In orders that you, as you are lined up. And then from 11 a.m. to 6, we'll have late model tech only. And from 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. we'll have pro late model and super late model tire selections by order in which you entered, in which your entry form came to the Fairground Speedways. You'll be in line to pick out your qualifying tires. From 3 to 7, pro late models only. You get 4 30-minute sessions, practice sessions for pro late models and super late models at 8 o'clock. The track closes. Saturday, September the 30th, at 8 a.m. the pit gate opens. At 8:30 we have a mandatory drivers meeting for the late models only. At 9 a.m. we have super late model tire selection. 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. late model practice only. 11:30 to 12 super truck practice only. 1 o'clock pro late model tire selection begins. Super trucks to follow. 11:30 to 1 pro late model pre-qualifying tech by groups. 1 to 3 super late model pre-qualifying tech by groups. 3 o'clock the grandstands will open. 3 p.m. the quarter mile race will start. Quarter mile and super truck drivers meeting, and 3:15 we'll start our qualifying for the pro late model and the super late model. Top 28 will be locked in. Super trucks will qualify and as soon as that's over with. 5:15 pre-race ceremony starts. 5:30 on Saturday, September the 30th, will be the first green flag will drop for all of our quarter mile divisions, the pro mods, the front runners, the super street, last chance race if needed for the top 4 to advance. Super trucks will run 50, crowning in each local division. There'll be your pure stocks, your sportsmen, and all of your local divisions. And then Sunday, October 1st, the pit gate will open at 8 a.m. At 8:30, the last chance advanced tire selection if needed. 8:45, we'll have chapel service. 9 o'clock, mandatory drivers meeting. No show, you go to the rear. 9:30 a.m., race tires will be released. From 10 to 11 a.m. will be pro late model cars through tech and on the grid. 11 to 12 super late model cars will come through tech on a quarter mile in race orders. At 9:30 the grandstands will open. Pre-race ceremonies begin at 11 a.m. 11:15 drivers introduction, all cars to the starting grid. And at 12 p.m. the 33rd annual All-American 400 green flag will drop for that, but that will be after the Big Machine Pro Late models run their 100 lap, and we'll have the crowning of the Big Machine Pro Late model champion. Directly following that, we'll have the Freeman Webb Super Late model 400 lap 33rd annual All-American 400. So a big schedule, a lot going on that weekend, and a lot of cars, a lot of people. I want to give a shout out for and remind everyone that we're selling laps. Now all this lap money goes to the drivers. We don't touch a dime of it. You give it to us, we give it to the drivers. The pro late model race is sold out, so there are no laps left in that. Super late model race, there's 249 laps left at $15 a lap. We need everyone to give us a hand on that. You sponsors, car builders, engine builders, all you people that are involved in super late model racing. come on and help us out. You don't have to be just involved in super late model racing. You can be a fan, you can be a crew member, you can be a driver, you can be anybody you want to be. Call in and buy some laps and help us out with this to give this money to the drivers. It means a lot. It makes you race better. These guys are racing for $15 a lap, and that helps us a whole lot. So the people that have bought the lap so far, I'd like to give a shout out for them. Thank you guys. Terrell Davis from Middle Tennessee Racing News has bought laps. Mark Troxer at Day Enterprise has bought laps. Chad Chaffin from Southeastern Recycling. William Hale, Gary Finley Jr., Sutherland Marlin House from Beasley's Yard, Dale Holmes from BH Homes Construction, Chris Austin from the Batter's Box, Johnny Turner from Crown Jewelry, Alex and Kelly Kurtz from Miss Kelly's. Thank y'all a bunch. PFC Brakes, Beverly Cavanaugh, widow of the late Steve Cavanaugh. Thank you, Beverly, for helping out, buying laps. Chesley Franklin, Boston Oliver Racing, thanks a lot. Toby Taylor and Billy Cisco. Scott Fetcho, Tommy Cole, and Mike Smith. Thanks a lot for supporting that and helping us out a lot. So, Cal, why don't you tell us a little bit about who's behind your team? I know you guys kind of got a family deal, you know, and your dad and your brother. You got any people that help you with the car as far as helping you with tires or helping you with fuel, or any one that you like to give a shout out to that helps you or whatever?
I mean, there's a lot of people that help us out. Michael House, like you say, he does all our work in shop and gets it running good for us. And Willie at War Shocks, they always give us a good shock package to work with. Our race day crew is a little small sometimes, but like I say, it's always my dad, my brother, and Harley Henson. He's usually there helping us out.
Harley's a good man.
Most of the time. But we don't have very many crew guys on race day, but we get it done. So it works out for us.
Michael, I know you've got a lot of people that you associate with and that you help. You've got a lot of people up in Mooresville that you go and visit and talk to, and of course you work with Willie on doing R&R and research and development on chassis, and you've got your hands in a little bit of everything, building cars, hanging bodies and all that. You stay pretty busy, you know, just putting cars together, setting cars up, just whatever. You do whatever. You can take it to Michael House Racing and get it done. Anything you wanna say about Michael House Racing, or what you guys got going on, or thank anyone, or give a shout out to anybody right now? It's time to do it.
Well, we was in the shop last night, and me and Sterling had a conversation, and so figured I'd go ahead and announce it. I'm gonna run also pull double duty driving your car, and hopefully go for the win in the pro late model race, and then I'm gonna drive for Sterling in the super late model race. And we're undecided right now, but we're gonna do a throwback paint scheme on it, so really undecided on which actual scheme. But would
that be like a throwback for the Marlin family?
Yeah. He's got one picked out, but we'll just wait till the time comes to.
Can't give us a little sneak preview of that or anything?
It's got a little red in it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's Sterling Marlin has been red all of his life. So, well, that's interesting to know. I didn't even know that. So, good luck on that, and maybe you guys can pull off a good finish. I mean, that would be that'd be pretty cool, you know, to run 100 laps, jump out of that, and get another one run 400 laps. I've seen it happen before and seen some pretty good results. So run down the super late model entry list. This isn't all of them. This is just what we have in the books right now. But Donnie Wilson, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Casey Johnson, Vernonia, Wisconsin. Mason Mingus, Nashville, Tennessee. Jeff Gillette, West Palm Beach, Florida. Cale Gale, Athens, Georgia. Christian Eckert, Canolas, North Carolina. Austin Tacton, South Boston, Virginia. Casey Roderick, Fayetteville, Georgia. Bubba Pollard, Sonola, Georgia. That's a guy to watch right there. Willie Allen, Bon Aqua, Tennessee. Chandler Smith, Jasper, Georgia. Bobby Knox Jr., Canton, Alabama. Chad Finley, Dwight, Michigan. Dennis, I believe this is pronounced Printy, Keolis, Wisconsin. Dennis Schoenville, Van Buren, Arkansas. Stephen Neese, Pinellas, Florida. Cole Rouch, Fort Smith, Arkansas. Spencer Davis, Dartonville, Georgia. Cole Tim, Morrisville, North Carolina. Tyler Akron, Cokeville, Georgia. Stephen Wallace, Mooresville, North Carolina. Chase Purdy, Huntersville, North Carolina. Ralph Lessert, St. Joseph, Canada. Joseph Myers, Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Daniel Boland, Antioch, Tennessee. Jackson Boone, Franklin, Tennessee. Mark Day, Clarksville, Tennessee. Michael Boland, Antioch, Tennessee. Jeff Cholette, West Palm Beach, Florida. Stacy Crane, Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Corey Desner, Lansville, Indiana. Davey Coble, Madison, Tennessee. Austin Brawley, Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Billy Cisco, Ashland City, Tennessee. Casey Roderick, Fayetteville, Georgia. Chris Tullis, Darkilla, Georgia. Chandler Smith, Jasper, Georgia. Willie Allen, Centerville, Tennessee. Hal Musler, Charlotte, Tennessee. Chuck Spencer, Franklin, Tennessee. Spencer Davis, Daltonville, Georgia. Bobby Knox, Canton, Alabama. Austin Finley, Tony, Alabama. Hunter Bird, Clarksville, Tennessee. Cole Williams, Boardville, Indiana. Stephen Neese, Cornelius Park, Florida. Cal Abbey, Woodbine, Nashville, Tennessee. One of the Woodbine boys right here. And you, by the way, you sat on the pole for the All-American 400 last year, did
We
you
did.
not? I forgot all about that.
Pretty good lap.
Well, it was a good lap, and Michael, I got a pretty good lap. He sat on the pole for the August 26th race. So a couple of pole setters here, and it's going to be. I know you're going to be going for the pole, and I know Michael's going to be going for the pole. What do you think, Michael? You think you can beat him out?
1896 is a little quicker than that 19 flat he ran last year. Right?
A little bit. It don't take it. That's just a little bit, but
Blind squirrel can find a hog every once in a while.
yeah, that's right. Let's see. Benny Hamlet, Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Pat Whaley, Sunnyvale, Texas. Eddie Taylor, Hermitage, Tennessee. William Hale, Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Michael House, Columbia, Tennessee. Dalen Fetchel, Lebanon, Tennessee. Justin Aspirin, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Giovanni Bromake, Los Cruz Valley, New York. Sterling Marlin, Columbia, Tennessee. These are just some of the drivers that are going to be here for the running of the 33rd annual All-American. Huh?
Pretty stacked list.
Yeah, it is, and you know, with this many drivers from this many states and these kind of names, I guarantee you're going to get your money's worth if you show up for the 33rd running of the All-American 400. So we'll run by the ticket prices on this, and it's the way we did this. You get a 2-day ticket, you're going to save a little bit of money. But Saturday, September 30th, you can buy a 2-day ticket for the adult. 2-day ticket is $20. Senior and military is $18. Kids 6 to 12 is $10. Kids 5 and under, as always, are free. So or you can buy them by the day if you want to. But anybody that doesn't buy a 2-day ticket, would I think it costs you $5 more if you buy a Saturday ticket and a Sunday ticket. So you can check us out on web at www.fairgroundspeedwaynashville.com or call us at the office. Miss Pat's on the phones 9 to 5 Monday through Monday at 615-254-1986. For any ticket information or scheduling, you can visit us on the website, and you can see pictures of the people that are entering and whatnot. Oh, and by the way, wanted to almost let this slip by me. Want to say thanks a lot, Donnie Red, for coming back on board with us. We're really glad to have you back and united with the administrative end of the Fairground Speedways. Donnie has came back on board as part of our staff, and as you guys know, and if you don't know, you need to know, but Tuesday morning it is official. We were voted in. It was actually already official, but it had to be voted in through the Fair Board Association. We are the promoters. Fairground Speedways Racing Association will be here for the next 5 years. There will be stock car racing at the Fairground Speedways for the next 5 years. Short track racing is going to be alive and well as other types of event that will be here. Yeah, Carissa's got the champagne over there. You want to shake it up real good before you open it? It might go off and it might go off and kill somebody. So Jim Rayon says, hope you're feeling better. I am feeling better, Jim. For you people that didn't know, I spent 5 days in the hospital last week with an infection. Got bit by a mosquito and scratched a bite on my arm. And I don't think I want no part of that thing.
I was going to pour it on you. I was just going to wait on you to get the call.
Okay, all right. So anyway, wound up in the hospital with antibiotic fluid going through IVs for 5 days, and they did a great job with me out at Centennial. At one point I didn't think I was going to make it. So a hospital is not a good place to be especially when you got a race like this coming up. We had the flood 2 weeks ago. Last Wednesday on our show, I thanked everyone. I want to thank everyone that came out and helped with the cleanup, all the debris, and helped me get the place back in order and getting it ready for the state fair and everything. Thanks all you guys that came out and jumped in and helped us. I will never forget that, and you'll always be appreciated for your efforts and coming out and helping us. Says David Gow says, Jeff says, what is this, Carissa?
Joseph Newgarden and Carl Edwards.
Joseph Newgarden and Carl Edwards. Are they coming to race? Is that what he's asking?
Maybe we need to invite them.
Well, we'd love to have him here. That would be great. I don't know what Carl Edwards is doing now. Is he running any races? Have you guys heard?
I know he was showing up at the track and giving some advice to his new drivers. So I'm not sure what he's doing these days.
So is Carl Edwards involved in like drivers development now?
I think a little bit behind the scenes stuff, still with Gibbs.
Oh, he is.
A little bit here and there.
Well, we would love to have him here, but so far I haven't heard anything about that. Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to my little granddaughter, Kinsley Kate Belt. Last night was her third birthday, and we had a little party for her at Chuck E. Cheese, and she had a lot of fun. And I think Claire this Sunday night is going to have another little party for her. We're going to have another little get together for Kinsley, and we had a great time last night playing all the games at Chuck E. Cheese, and Kinsley got a lot of nice gifts. Thank everyone for coming out and supporting that. Guys, what do you think? What are you thinking if you had to? You guys know what the list is. What are you thinking? What are you thinking out of this, Michael? What do you think, Al? Who pick a winner?
Well, me, of course.
You, of course. Michael?
I mean, I hope we run good. I hope Kyle runs good. I hope, Willie runs good. I mean, I hope everybody in our camp runs good, so Sterling, can't count him out. So
You never can count him out. He's a 2-time winner this year already, and you can never count him out. Never, ever. When you least expect it, you look in your mirror, and there he is, and you got a mirror full of him. So he doesn't seem to go away sometimes. I remember years ago when I was racing, I'd look up in the mirror and I'd see him coming, and I couldn't shake him. He never would go away. They're the kind of guys I don't like to race against. That the ones you couldn't make go away. So once again, y'all, we're asking for your support for the 33rd annual All-American 400. We need to sell some laps, and whether you got a company or whether you got a sponsor or whether you got a loved one that you want to dedicate it to, or you've lost a loved one or a family member that you want to dedicate a lap to, or whatever, people do all kind of stuff with that, and it will be announced over the PA as the race is going on, and there will also be sheets passed out for the people that have bought laps and everything, and their name will be on that lap and whatnot. But each lap that's sold will pay a minimum of $15. The pro race, each one of those laps will pay $10 a lap to lead. So that gives a driver a little something to go after and try to lead as many laps as you can, and it's a good thing. Also, I would like to personally ask, I don't care who you are or what you do, or whether, once again, you're a driver, a fan, a sponsor, whether you just like racing or whether you got a business or whatever, would you please, we really need some help getting these flyers out. We sent 50,000 of these to Coca-Cola, and they're going to be putting them on all the shelves in all the stores within, I think, about a 100-mile radius. The good people out at Ajax Turner are helping us distribute them, putting them on the beer beverage trucks and taking them to the stores. Anyone that will come by here and get a big handful of these, take them to your favorite store or your restaurant, or just go around and pass them out at your favorite auto parts store, or your repair shop, or take them to a company party or whatnot. We would love to fill up every seat in the house for the 33rd annual All-American 400. So how much is a lap? Well, the laps for the Pro Late Model are sold out, Melissa, and they're $10 a lap. So the Pro Late Model, the Super Late Model race, there are 249 laps left. They're $15 a lap. If you'd like to purchase one, you can do so right now. So if you want to purchase one, you can let us know. If you want to purchase 10, so just whatever you want. I was watching a thing that Louis Robinette did at Huntsville Speedway a couple weeks ago, and they were having an open wheel race down there, and they sold a bunch of laps on that podcast show that Louis did. I thought it was pretty cool. Fairground Speedway actually bought, I think, 20 or 25 laps, and we put some money up for the pole to help them out with that open wheel memorial race. I don't know who won it, but as a matter of fact, I got an invoice in the P.O. box the other day. Got to send them a check. So anyone that wants to buy a lap in the Super Late Model race, they're $15 a lap. We appreciate anyone that would help us and support us on this, and we would also appreciate anyone that come by. We've got thousands of these flyers, and help us get them out. Help us get them out everywhere. If you're just traveling through Nashville and you live out of town somewhere, that's okay too. We're looking for volunteers to help us do this, and if someone out there would really wanted to get serious about it, I talked to them about hiring them to do this, and pay for their fuel and whatnot too. So you can call us here at the office from 9 to 5 at 615-254-1986. Ask for Claire, ask for me, or ask for Jason. Miss Pat can give you the information on it. We've got thousands and thousands and thousands of these flyers for the advertising of the 33rd running of the Freeman and Webb Company All-American 400. So looking forward to next Wednesday night. We'll have another podcast here, and hopefully we'll have more laps sold, and we'll have some new names. We'll keep you guys updated on all the entries and whatnot. Looks like it's going to be one whale of a show, Michael. All we got to do is hope for some good weather, guys.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm really excited about it. I think the fans are excited. We've had an awful lot of people call in and buy laps, and you know, we've got a lot of people that are going to be doing giveaways and whatnot. We're going to let that list get more complete.
It's just a light.
Okay, 3 laps.
Not me.
That's fine. Melissa, if you know what number laps you want. Now, I don't have a list here of what laps have been taken, but if it matters what laps you want, you can let us know, but we appreciate that. If you want 3 laps, you'll get it. So thank you, Melissa Smithson, for your support. Melissa's been around for a long, long time, and her family has always been very supportive to the Fairground Speedways and the sport of stock car racing. So thanks a lot for that. Anyone else out there that wants to purchase a lap while the podcast is going on, it looks like we got about maybe 10, 15 more minutes that we're going to be on the air, so you can call in and purchase a lap. And then me and Michael House are going over to my race shop and do a little work on the 80 car. So Freeman and Webb 33rd annual All-American 400, September 30th and October 1st. It all starts at 12 o'clock high on Sunday, October 1st. Back up to Thursday, where the qualifying, the practice, and everything starts. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday show. It's a 4-day deal, so don't miss it. It's really going to be a good show this year, with the names that we've already got in, with the entry forms we've already got in. Just a very impressive, very impressive entry list here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35 pre-registered Pro Late models for the Big Machine Challenge Series Pro Late Model show. So I would say that there will easily be 45 to 50 cars here for that. And I'd say in the supers, we're probably going to get right at 45 to 50 cars before it's over with. So with that many race cars here, there's got to be a lot of electricity in the air, and you know, it's just going to be a really good race. I know it is. It's going to be a lot of competition, and these two guys that are sitting right here with me are going to be top contenders for the Pro Late Model. And as Michael said a while ago, he's going to be pulling double duty and starting them on a throwback paint scheme. It's going to have a little bit of red in it anyway. But don't forget, anybody that wants to come by and pick up these flyers, help us get them out. Be greatly appreciated. And we'll if you got a company or something, we'll give you a shout out. We'll boot you back. And if someone wants to really get serious about that needs some part-time money or a part-time job, helping me get these out throughout the next couple of weeks, I'm open. You just call me here at the Speedway office, or you can call me on my cell phone at 615-474-8080. I'd be more than glad to talk to you. We can use all the help that we can get. Another thing that I want to say, now that we know we're going to be here for the next 5 years for Fairground Speedways, and you can check us out online and get more detail on this, the Fairground Speedways are looking for full-time and part-time help. We're looking for marketing people. Donnie Red's got the public relations end of it covered, but we're looking for marketing people. I don't care how many we hire, but we're going to have marketing personnel here, and for the 2018, 19, 20, 21, and 22 season. So we're really excited about that. We don't have to not know that we're not going to be here the next year or the next year, you know. So we're going to be here. All we got to have is the good Lord's blessing, and the creek don't rise, you know, which this creek down here is pretty bad about rising. But hopefully the Corps of Engineers will get it all figured out. I know they're working on it right now. So I guess that about wraps us up for tonight. And remember, if anyone wants a part-time job delivering flyers, we have availability for that. Anyone wants to buy a lap, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 or 20, I don't care how many you want to buy. We have super late model race laps available for the 33rd running of the Freeman and Webb Company All-American 400. Until next Wednesday night, I'm Tony Formosa with Cal Ivey and Michael House. Thanks for watching. Put those seatbelts on. We'll see you back here next Wednesday night. Thanks a lot.